Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different deck profile. I've never touched on my channel the Herald of Perfection, and have always wanted to because it's such an annoying ass card, but today we're going to change that. I'm doing a Cyber Angel Herald of Perfection deck profile, and it's actually a lot of fun to just look somebody in the face and go, nope, that is not going through, and then they think you don't have another fairy, and you go, that's not going to go through either. So without further ado, let's take this deck profile to heaven with Herald of Perfection and go right into it. So first off, we're going to play, of course, 3 copies of the Herald of Perfection. Now, essentially, what the Herald of Perfection does is it has to be someone with the Dawn of the Herald, meaning that you can use pre-preparation of rights to search this in the deck, which is super nice. Also, with the Herald of Perfection, once per turn, or not once per turn, every time your opponent activates a spell, trap, or monster effect that is speed spell 2 or lower, because this is a quickie, um, you can send one fairy monster from your hand to the graveyard and negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So it's really a wicked ass card. Um, so we play 3 of it, and it's easy to get, really easy to get. And then we play 1 copy of Cyber Angel Vrash. With Cyber Angel Vrash, it's kind of our humongous beat stick monster. It OTKs like crazy, and it's just a board wiper and so destructive. Then we play 1 copy of one Cyber Angel Dakini. Dakini is really interesting. It's probably, out of the artwork, out of all of them, my favorite of all the Cyber Angels. Essentially, during the end phase, it lets her have, I believe, piercing damage. If a ritual monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict battle damage, inflict piercing damage, and once per turn during your end phase, you can target 1 ritual monster or machine angel ritual in your graveyard and add it to your hand. It's honestly my favorite of all their artworks. Then we play 3 copies of Cyber Angel Benton. It's essentially the Searcher. You don't summon it all that often. You kind of use it to bring out your Herald. What she does is, when she's used for a ritual summon, or when she's tributed, which people have teched her with Heretics before, but what you do is when she's tributed, you can add 1 light monster to your hand, or 1 light fairy type monster to your hand, essentially. And she can only be summoned with a Machine Angel ritual. Then we play 2 copies of Cyber Angel Edatin. With Cyber Angel Edatin, when she's used for a ritual summon, all your ritual monsters gain 1,000 attack and defense. Like she's tributed. So that's it for our ritual monsters. We play 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 ritual monsters in deck, so it's not too cloggy. Then for the regular monsters, we play 1 copy of Archlord Christia because it is searchable in this deck, and it's easy to manage your resources with your Herald of Perfection. So it's super easy to manage your resources and get this out, because your Edatin or your Benton can search it right off the bat. It's so easy. Then we play 3 copies of Star Seraph. I just call it Stick. I play 3 copies of Stick. I play 3 copies of Chair. That's how we say it at locals, and that's how I'm going to say it here. Basically, when you summon Stick, you get to add a Chair or another Star Seraph monster from your deck to your hand. And also, on top of that, when it's used for an XYZ, you can target 1 other card on the field and destroy it, and if you do, draw a card. Chair, however, is a little bit better, in my opinion. It cannot be used for an XYZ summon, except for the XYZ summon of a monster that uses 3 or more XYZ materials. And if you normal summon a Star Seraph, you can special summon a Star Seraph monster. You can special summon this card, and if you do, draw 1 card and special summon it to the field, if it's a Star Seraph, which is nice. Essentially, you're going to use this as your draw and search engine to keep your fairies in your hand, so you can keep activating your Herald of Perfection, which is super easy. It's super easy. If you can get Herald of Perfection on the field and Archlord Christia where they can't special summon, it's over. You better scoop them up, boy, because it's over. Unless you've got something ridiculous. It's done. You can't win. I mean, I don't know the ruling about it, but I don't think you can kaiju Christia because it counts as a special summon because you're attributing it, then special summoning a kaiju. I don't know if it's that way or not, but if you can't, then it's broken. I mean, and you can't get past it. Then, because it's a ritual deck, we play 3 Manju, which is our searchers, which searches any of these and any of our ritual spell cards. 1 Honest, because it's searchable, so we only need 1 copy. Everybody knows what Honest does, but I'll really quickly go over it. If a light monster battles another monster, then you can discard Honest to make it gain attack equal to the battling monster. So, like, if I attack a monster that has 3,000, I drop Honest, my monster gains 3,000. That's it. And then for the last monster, we play 1 copy of Cyber Petite Angel. I only play 1 because it goes well with Ritual Sanctuary. Being able to banish or spin the spells back to deck and then special summon this. Or add it to hand, I don't really remember. But I rarely use it. Basically, if it's normal summon, I can add 1 Cyber Angel monster or Machine Angel Ritual to my hand, which is nice. And I can only use it once per turn. So that's the only reason I play 1. And again, it's searchable with, Benton, which is super easy. So I can grab any of these that I want at any time. And that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. Not too bad on the monsters, actually. Let me put Benton on top for the finisher. So we play 3 copies of Machine Angel Ritual. Essentially, this just summons out our Cyber Angels. And on top of that, it's like a Return of Dragon Lords in the graveyard, or Gospel of Revival if you go by OCG. If a light, I think it's a cyber. I think it just counts as a Cyber Angel. If a light monsters you control, no, it's a light monsters would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can banish it instead. So it counts for multiple light monsters. It has that blanket effect as well. Then I'm testing out, and I really like Machine Angel Absolute Ritual. What it does is you can special summon, or you can ritual summon a Cyber Angel with it, but you can shuffle them from fairy or warrior monsters from your graveyard back to the deck. So, like, if you have a Manju and let's say Benton and Grave, you can summon Brash easier because you're using less resources in your hand. So it makes it a hell of a lot easier to go off on your plays. However, it's not searchable with Cyber Petite Angel because it's Machine Angel Absolute Ritual. So a lot of the cards don't search it correctly, which is weird. On Yugioh Pro, I don't know if there's a ruling about it, but I don't think it can. Don't hold me to it, though. I'm just going to play it safe and say they can't. So then we play 3 copies of Dawn of the Herald. This ritual spell card is broke as shit because here's why. It summons out Herald of Perfection for the first thing. But, like, let's say that I go, I use Benton to summon it. I can banish this, add Benton back to hand, and Benton's effect still goes off to let me search a light fairy monster from my deck to my hand. So essentially, I got Herald of Perfection on the field just for activating a spell card. So it pays for itself. It really pays for itself forward. And that's pretty much all it does. Then we play 1 copy of one copy of Preparation of Rites because we play level 7 or lower ritual monsters, and you need it. Then we play 3 copies of Pre-Preparation of Rites because it can search Herald of Perfection and Dawn of the Herald, which lets us just go crazy fast in the deck. 2 copies of Twin Twister for back row removal before we go nuts with our plays. 3 copies of Ritual Sanctuary, because what Ritual Sanctuary does is you can discard 1 spell card to add 1 light ritual monster from your deck to your hand. So it searches any of our Cyber Angels, which is ridiculous. Then it has a secondary effect that I can spin back spell cards from my graveyard. I believe it's spin back spell cards from graveyard. Spin back any number of spell cards from your graveyard to target 1 light fairy monster in your graveyard whose level is equal to the number of light or equal number of spells shuffled in the deck, and special summon it. So, I mean, I can go for Christia if I have enough of them. I can go for stick, I can go for chair, I can go for Manju, I can go for honest and then return it to my hand and then swing and then discard it again. So it lets me recycle a lot of my cards. So it lets me recycle a lot of these, and then on top of that, it lets me recycle my monsters, which is nice. Then, because we want to get this fast, because it's wicked good, we play 2 copies of Terraforming. And that's it for the main deck. Again, like the Blackluster Soldier deck profile, we don't really go for the extra deck so much. So the extra deck is kind of self-explanatory. We kind of just go for Herald and Christia combo for the most part. So we play 1 copy of Bouncer because it's a level 6 and it's easy to go for in this deck with the amount of 6s we play. 1 copy of M7 because, again, it's easy to go for in the deck and it lets us recycle some stuff. It lets us put a card back in our hand. 1 copy of 39 Utopia Beyond because it's a big beat stick and it works with Utopia the Lightning, because if I use Utopia the Lightning first and then go into this, I can special summon Utopia the Lightning back from the grave, which is easy to do, and then gain 1250. Then I play the other cards with Utopia the Lightning Engine. Let me slide these up a little bit. Then I play Stellar Knight, Constellar Diamond, and Stellar Knight Delthros, because with Stick and Chair, it's easy to go for. Very easy to go for. And it stops dark monsters. So during the main phase 2, like I'll make this, pop a card, and then during my main phase 2, I'll overlay into this. So that's essentially all you do with it. And then I play Ouroboros. Ouroboros is nice in the deck. It helps a lot. So that's why you just play him, and he's easy to make with Stick and Chair. Like, super easy to make. And, like, you can activate, like, by the end of it, you can activate each one of his effects. You can target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand, send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, and target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. And you can do each one of those on the same turn. And it's like, I can time, like, if I get Christie to hand, I can time that perfect to get the exact amount of fairies I need in the graveyard with Stick and Chair. So it works perfect. Like, awesome. Honor Arc, because I steal stuff. Castell, because I pop or spin stuff. Giant Hand, because I negate stuff. Tsukiyomi, in case I run out of cards in my hand and I want to fill it back up real quick. Daigusto Emerald, because it, again, recycles, kind of like Tsukiyomi. And Abyss Dweller to stop my opponent's graveyard. That's it. It's pretty self-explanatory with the extra deck. It's not hard to, understand and grasp where we're going with this. And other than that, that's it. That's it for the entire deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really did. Like I said, it's really easy to play this deck. It's a big negation deck. It's a lot of control in this deck with Herald of Perfection and then going into Christia and just stopping your opponent and just saying no to everything. And you just sit across and it's like your opponent cannot play Yugioh at all. And it's really ridiculous when they just can't do anything because you keep activating Herald of Perfection. I have 4 fairies in my hand, and you have 3 cards, and I just stop everything, and then I swing at you for game a couple of times, and you're like, well, shit, I couldn't do anything at all. So, anyways, guys, don't forget to join DarkArmedAlliance down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and tell me what you think down below, and give me some suggestions if you guys see anything that you don't really care for in the deck. I like the way this deck plays, but if you don't see something and you want to add something to it, just give me a suggestion. I'm more than willing to play test it and see if I like it the way that you suggested. But anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedAlliance, or DarkArmedDuelist. DarkArmedAlliance is down below. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.